Feels like forever. Feels like forever since we've done a Miserable Man Monday, hasn't it? It's kind of weird. But we're back. We're back, and we're more miserable than ever, I guess. Here's to infinity, Miserable Men Mondays. There are a lot of video games with Miserable Men in it. So we'll do Miserable Man Monday as long as there's a miserable man to play a video game about. I'm just eating a granola bar. What's this thing above my head? What the fuck are you? What is that? What is this? What am I holding on to? This is my pet. Why is that? Okay, well. I just remembered I have to turn some redeems back on. So I guess we'll do that first. Hi, Relics. Congrats on your first, by the way. Oh. Meowlin is sending me encouragement. Thanks, Meowlin. Okay. Sorry. My attention span is shit. Okay. Turn my sound alerts back on. Because we're not rating. We can turn TTS back on. Turn that back on. Turn that back on. And we'll turn pets off for now. Because apparently there's a weird line above my head where my break sucked. My break sucked ass. I don't want to talk about it. The memorial for my grandmother was nice. Everything else sucked. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to talk about it. Okay. I announced it in Discord. God, I'm like not here. My schedule is gonna be a little on the fly this week. I was supposed to do a collab this week. Forgot to double check the date before I left. So then I came back and I was like, oh, okay, let me make my schedule. And then I was gonna post it on, last night before I went to bed. And then I was like, my collab. So I messaged the person, but they haven't messaged me back. So, I'm just gonna wait like another day before I post my schedule. But if my schedule is as I said it was, today will be obviously Miserable Man Monday. Tomorrow I will be taking the day off. Wednesday will be Persona 3. Thursday I will have the day off. Friday will be Final Fantasy 9, and Saturday will be something. I still haven't decided what I'm doing on Saturday. And then Sunday will be Raid. And that should be what my normal schedule is going to be, with Tuesdays and Thursdays off, and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday on. It's going to be an adjustment. I literally have had like the same streaming schedule pretty consistently for the years that I've been streaming. So it's kind of like, whoa, change. Yeah. So we're gonna play Trials and Tribulations today. I'm so excited. We're finally gonna be playing the last Ace Attorney game. Ain't that crazy? Honestly, it feels like forever since I finished a game. I think I have finished games, but like, I don't know, it feels like a really long time. Man, this miserable man just can't catch a break. Poor Pheonix. Now, this is the game. This is the game that technically I first played, when it comes to the Ace Attorney series. But I played this game, like, out of order. So I was like, oh, this is a prequel. But, you still kind of have to play them in order. So I returned the game to GameStop when I got it, because I was like, oh no, I have no idea what I'm doing. So I have seen the prologue for this case, but again, it's been a while. I think I remember like what the twist was. It's all gonna come flooding back to me. But outside of like the prologue and maybe like the opening of the first case, we're going in blind. So yeah. Miserable Man Monday. All right. Oh my God, Pheonix, he's such a baby. Oh right, yes, I remember her. I remember you. We get to see Maya, or excuse me, we get to see Mia. Mia? Can't remember all the sisters' names. I know that there's Pearl. Pearl is the little one, and then Maya's our actual assistant, and then what's it called? And then Mia. Mia's the big sister. Mia. Where's that? Go away. Okay. I don't know why there's that really weird line. Mamma Mia, big sis. Okay, that's a good way to remember it. All right. This is when I was gonna say Edgeworth, but this is when Pheonix was a significantly more fail man than he was currently. Oh, how did I get into this mess? Why? Why did I do that? That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that! Listen! He has always been a little cringe fail his whole life. It wasn't me. I didn't... I didn't do it. Aw, he's such a baby. 5 years earlier, Mia Fey, second trial. Here to lurk because I don't want to be spoiled. No worries. Hi, Multi. Welcome in. Hello, Multi. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Guys, if you don't know Multi, then I don't know what you've been doing for the past, like, months that all of Prismaria has been hyping this man up. Go follow him. He's super cool. The Zero XP family is absolutely amazing. They do incredible, unique D&D related content and tabletop RPGs based on your favorite media franchises. They just did a amazing one-shot based on Madoka Magica. And tonight they have a wonderful, wonderful continuation of the Chapters of Avalon, Fate Secret Order campaign, which is based on Fate Grand Order, and then they're doing Kingdom Hearts Malefic Road, which is obviously based off of Kingdom Hearts. And very, very cool people over there. Absolutely amazing. Aqua, Yuzuki, Essie, and Freya of Prismaria play over there, and a bunch of friends of the family play over there. So please, please, please make sure that you go check them out because they're amazing, incredible people. We love Multi, we love Tisha, we love Iris, we love Key, we love the whole Zero XP family. Very, very, like I said, very, very cool people, very creative, and I really, really admire Multi as a fellow DM. So yeah, please go check them out, and no worries, please enjoy your lurk. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for stopping, and I really, really appreciate seeing you. April 11th, 9:40 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Phew, it's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, good morning.
Ah, Mia, please calm yourself down. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know.
What are you talking about? I am relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me. I'm relaxed.
Let go of my lapels. Obviously, haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer.
I'm so sorry. It's just that I'm so nervous today.
Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never fear, my dear. I, Marvin Grossberg, am at your service.
Actually, this is my second time in court. Hold on, I just need to turn my fan on. It's very warm in here. Okay, there we go.
Still, you surprised me, what with your earnest request last night. Let me handle this case, you suddenly said, and quite forcefully, too.
I just found out yesterday. About this case, I mean.
What? And you've already learned all the relevant facts?
Well, about that, you see, I mean, of course I have. I think.
Oh dear. In any case, don't let our client see you so nervous. You see the poor young man in that pink sweater over there? That's our client.
Good morning there, everybody. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I just want to say, I'll give it all I've got. Yeah, it'll be fine. No problem. Achoo! Oh, what's wrong? Do you have a cold or something, Mr. Wright? Actually, it's Wright. Like the Flying Brothers. People screw it up all the time, though. This is your client? No! Be nice to him! He's baby! And, yes, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. My doc says this way I won't give it to anybody else. Be kind to others, he says. Pheonix is practicing his social distancing. Good for him. Right, Mr. Wright. You have nothing to fear in court today. If you are truly innocent, I promise I will save you. Please let go of my shirt. That's right. He's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. Bro looks like he got his— No! He's just— Listen, he hasn't gone through his growth spurt, and he has Edgeworth living in his brain rent-free for, like, the past, like, 10 years, and he's not miserable. He's just plain pathetic right now. That's what the P on his shirt stands for. It's not for Pheonix. It's for pathetic. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. But that trial traumatized me so badly, I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. Pheonix Wright sitting in a dark room, staring at the wall, the illusion of Edgeworth circling him, telling him to do his work. So true! Honestly, that's literally me every single day, but it's Kento Nanami. And he's like, do your work, Haylene. And I'm like, you're so right! You're so right, Nyanyami! I will do my work, I swear. It's been 1 year since then, and, well, here I am again. But this time I'm going to win. For my client. And for myself. It's like in a Hannibal where Will keep— Yeah! Except it's a lot more positive of an experience like that than that. Hi, Rhea. Go piss, right? Go piss! Go piss, boy! April 11th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Rabble, 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 rabble.
Court is now in session for the trial of Pheonix Wright.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Oh my god, she's so pretty, though. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Oh my god. You're back, but you're younger. You're still a guy. You're still... Anyway.
The defense today is Miss Mia Fey, was it?
Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem? Hi, Gazan. Of course we're being... Excuse me. Back when Winston Payne locked in before she left. Wait, is there an actual she, or are we being hyperbolic? Gazan, it's Monday. Of course we're being miserable.
I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg would be leading the defense.
Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency.
Emergency? But isn't that him standing there right next to you?
Yes. Well...
You're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this?
How else is she going to get experience? Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Of course, Your Honor. I think.
Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please.
I may be getting glasses today. Need to go in a bit. Bad news, I work today. Oh no! Well, I hope that your glasses appointment goes good. And, you know, they say that you're cooking with gas. 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 I believe you will find a way. I hope that it all works out, Gazan. Well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl. It will all be over soon. Oh, what was all that about? Was he trying to trash talk me? Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred in the University of Ivy, on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology.
Sounds like he was a very bright young man.
Yes, well, and next we have a photo taken of the scene of the crime. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body and the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway. They then called the police. Names that could be porn. That's exactly what I was thinking, hence why I paused and I was like... Okay, so moving on.
That certainly makes the defendant look suspicious indeed. Very well. The court accepts this photo into the record as evidence.
Crime photo 1 added to the court record.
By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo.
Your reputation for sagacity is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is that his victim died a rather unusual death. Mikey Suck, Doug Swallow, Kevin Spicy, CCH Pounder. Soft G, like sage. Okay, so sagacity. An unusual death?
What do you mean, Mr. Payne?
Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question. Huh? A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a little bit. I'm a genteel man, if you will. Ah! Rhea! ya leading me down the fucking stray path as per usual. No, it's fine. Language is hard. Okay, so sagacity. Pheonix Wright. Hi, Snom. How are you? Welcome in. Hi, Stinky. A what? Stand up to him, Mia. Show him what you're made of.
Oh, a perfect opportunity. Well, what was it? The cause. Go on. Please say you know at least this much.
I'm so sorry. I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file.
My hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. Now, see here. The details of this case are filed under the court record. But you knew that already, didn't you?
Oh, the court record. I think I can see that by pressing tab.
All of the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Take a good hard look at the data there and think carefully before you answer, my dear.
Yes, sir. I'll do just that. I've got to stay calm. I can't let that prosecutor get the better of me. Court record. Alright, let's take a look. I just press tab here, and... Cause of death was a fatal electric shock. Yeah, that checks out. Proof of my profession. The first and last time I wore this was a year ago. Alright, we got some profiles here. Look at him, he's so baby. He's a fucking little freak. I know you. Okay. Art student. Yeah, he's an art kid. I think it's sweet that Mia was just as eager and easily frazzled as— Oh, you're right! No! Be nice to Pheonix! He doesn't like eating. We've already established that. He eats ramen noodles and hamburgers because it's cheap, and also because Maya loves hamburgers. Okay.
Now then, would the attorney for the defense please answer the question. What was the cause of death?
Electrocution! According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution. You fool, they're not hamburgers, they're American onigiri. Shut up!
Electrocution? But how could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use a new super powerful stun gun, perhaps?
The answer to that will become crystal clear as this trial proceeds, Your Honor. I realize that his voice is very similar to Miss Wendy Oldbag, but it's the most annoying voice that I can think of in my repertoire, so that's what we're doing. But before that, there is one more vital issue.
What's that?
Why, motive, of course. Apparently there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant.
Bad blood?
What do you mean? Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this. I really don't like this guy's smug attitude.
It's Winston Payne for you. He's one smooth operator, if you catch my drift. They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know.
Don't worry, I've killed him once before, in the future.
Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant? And this time, I would like to see some supporting evidence.
Evidence?
No need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need and then shove it in old Greybeard's face.
Yes, sir. Into old Greybeard's face.
Mr. Grossberg, try to set a better example for the young lady. Mia, evidence isn't the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are as well. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with tab. Okay. Now then, let's see what you've got. What was the cause of the bad blood between Pheonix Wright and the victim?
It was Dahlia! Oh, I love her. Take that! The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here.
Dahlia Hawthorne, is it?
Very good, Miss Faye. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Pheonix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly, she has some part to play in this story.
Oh, he's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants. Very well, Mr. Payne, please call your first witness.
If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Pheonix Wright.
What? The defendant himself? Well, Miss Fay?
It's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent. Right? The defense has no objection.
Very well. The court calls Mr. Pheonix Wright to the witness stand.
Sniffle, sniffle. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Now we get to see Pheonix losing his shit on the witness stand. No, because only the bad guys lose their shit on the witness stand. Pheonix isn't a bad guy. He's just a fucking goober. Yes. My name is Pheonix Wright. My job is, well, right now I guess I'm a suspect.
No, he means what you did before you were arrested.
Oh. Achoo! Achoo! I was a university student. Mr. Wright, you understand that you're suspected in the death of your fellow student, Doug Swap. But I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you, I was. Achoo! Achoo! Achoo!
Would the defendant please refrain from passing on his cold to the rest of us?
It seems the witness has something he wants to say.
Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relation to the victim.
Right away, Your Honor. The victim and I, the new hit spin-off from The King and I. I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe.
I see. So you hardly knew the victim.
Right, like I said, I'm not a killer. Looks like the judge understands.
You're being naive, you know. Too naive.
Ah! Winkus! Oh my god, hello! Hello, Wings! Hello, Dismarsh! Hello, Winkus! Hello, Winkus Binkus! How are you? These go come over here for your treat. These two are stuck together, so we're gonna give Gaston. Take your treat. No. Here you go, Gaston. Take your treat before your boyfriend does. Hello, Dingle Danger Noodle, and welcome to the graveyard, everyone. Hello. My name is Helene. I'm a non-binary variety VTuber with a focus on purging my backlog of video games and spreading positivity. My pronouns are he, they, and I am a variety streamer who likes visual novels, Souls-like, and pretty much anything with a good soundtrack and a good story. Yes, everybody, please go follow Winks. Winks is a wonderful, wonderful variety VTuber as well. A lovely friend of mine, Neon Binary, and is very, very cool. They've been doing some Souls-likes, and they are playing, or were playing through the Dragon Age series. I believe you just finished Dragon Age Inquisition, if I remember correctly. And they do a lot of really, really fun content and stuff like that. Me Delulu. Yes, me Delulu. I'm always living in Delulu Nation. Me Delulu. You finished Dragon Age 2, started Inquisition. Okay. So you finished Dragon Age 2, started Inquisition. Yay! I'm so excited for you. Also, these are my emotional support animals. This is Francisco, the little gray one right there, and the orange and white one is Gaston. And as you can see, I like Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm very, very normal about Geito Suguru and Gojo Satoru. And we are playing Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations, the last game of the Ace Attorney trilogy for the very first time. I have actually technically played this opening sequence once before, but that was like 10 years ago. So I like kind of remember things, but after this opening sequence, I'm completely blind. So no backseating, only if I really, really get stuck and I need some help. Yeah, I'm really, really normal about them. Really normal about them. Winks, if you do need to take a break after your stream today, please make sure that you do so. Take care of yourself first and foremost, my friend. Decompress, get some food, get away from the computer if you need to. And thank you so much for sharing your community today. And welcome everybody to the graveyard. Oh, and one last thing, I am part of an independent VTuber group in the name of Maria, where we do our best to uplift those around us as well as each other. I am your illustrious graveyard keeper, as I am part of the haunted district of Prismaria, and therefore, I manage the skeletons and the ghosts and the ghouls and the goblins, and I beat them back with shovels and stuff. So, get comfy, get cozy, don't mind the grave dirt, or any of the spooks, and thank you so much for traveling to my graveyard. Thank you for the, actually, while it's in the back of my mind, we're gonna go over to Moobot. We're gonna go over to Rune's Ghost Club, and we're gonna put Rune on this list. Okay, where is Pers Maria here? Okay, probably gonna have to take out Bahari here. Okay, Rune. Okay, and then, technically also have to do, Mana, no, we already have Mana Beyond there. Fleen is Kage-Fumines. Okay, Kage-Fumines. Kage-Fumi. Fumis, I think it is. Let me just double check. Kage-Fumis? Yeah, it's Kage-Fumis. Okay. I'm just gonna do. Oop. Okay, there we go. All right. That should actually be updated with all of the active members of Prismaria. Hello, Ratfunk. Welcome. Yes, we love Rune. Rune was on a extremely long hiatus and really couldn't get their foot streaming until they took care of some offline things. But we're so happy that Rune is back in the graveyard, haunting, spooking around, being a little sneaky little ghost. And so you'll see them a lot more often. And I'm really happy, really excited. I haven't been able to really tune into Rune very much, just because of my trip that I just got back from. So I'm excited to see what Rune's got in store. But yeah, so that should be updated with Rune and Fumi as well. But I had to take out Bahari because Bahari is no longer an active member of Prismaria, but they are still a very good friend of ours. Okay, so we're just gonna jump back in. And we're gonna see what Mia has cooking, how we're gonna save Pheonix from going to jail and changing the trajectory of the timeline for years to come. It seems that you've forgotten one small thing, young lady. And that would be, this witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination.
Cross-examination? He's right, and it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if the witness's testimony contains any contradictions. Contradictions? If a witness is lying, their statements will conflict with the court record. But Mr. Wright is my client. Even if he's your client, in court, all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see. What does he mean by that? Is he saying that testimony just now? There was a lie? A contradiction? Now then, your cross-examination, if you please, Miss Faye. Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? I admit I was there.
When you say there, you mean the place where the victim was murdered?
Yeah, sort of. The place where something happened anyway.
Oh my god! Actually, I think I got his voice down pretty fucking perfectly. Something. You can't hide what happened. We have photographic evidence.
Anyway, Mr. Wright, what were you doing at the scene of the crime? I thought you said you didn't know the victim, Mr. Swallow. It was just a coincidence. We bumped into each other by accident. A coincidence, I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. You say you found the body. So who called the police? Huh? Achoo! Achoo! Achoo!
Unfortunately, it was some other students that notified the police.
Other students?
That's correct. They were witnesses. Witnesses who saw the defendant standing there next to the body in shock.
What? Is this true, Mr. Wright?
Achoo! 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 Achoo!
Could you please stop sneezing every time you're in a bind? Well, it's true that I was pretty shocked when I found the body. But I hardly knew the guy to begin with. So, you didn't know his face or even his name? Right. Well, no. That is, I mean... So, which is it? Did you know him or not? Now, see here. You can't avoid answering the questions by sneezing all day. Well, I guess I did know his name. News to me? Why didn't he tell me that before? I heard he used to date Dolly. Who is this Dolly person?
Oh, yes, that would be the defendant's lover, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Oh, I see. Ah, young love, so bittersweet. But that's all I knew about him. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right. I mean, why would I even... But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Achoo! Well, Mr. Wright? No, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear. Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe? Yeah, well... He was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. Well, my dear, do you think you can manage on your own from this point?
I can handle it myself.
1 year ago, I was in a courtroom just like this. I can do it, though. I can handle this myself. You mustn't try to bite off more than you can chew, Mia. Oh, excuse me. I'll be fine. I know what I have to do. Remember, you can always press him to get more information. Oh, and one more thing. When you're going to state a contradiction, make sure you present some definitive proof. Okay, Mia. One more time, from the very beginning of the testimony.
Okie dokie. Oakley dokley. I think I got an idea of what I gotta do. He was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on his shirt. Did you see it at the crime scene? The Union Jack, I mean. Yes, that's right. I saw it at the crime scene. That's why I figured he must love British stuff, see? It's true. Cross my heart. I swear I didn't do it. He's acting fishier than the salmon I ate last night. Oh no, Mia! Mia, girly pop. No, don't eat that bad fish. May I ask you something, Miss Faye?
Yes, Your Honor. What is it now? Who is this person, anyway? This Union Jack fellow?
The Union Jack is the name of the United Kingdom's flag.
Oh, I see. So you mean like the Stars and Stripes, right?
As usual, Your Honor, your insight astounds me.
Something just occurred to me. Isn't there something strange about this bit just now? Mia, there's a contradiction here. Mr. Grossberg, quickly now, show that boy you mean business. With evidence, I mean. Okay, Mia, check the court record carefully. Do you think you can manage on your own?
I can handle myself! Okay. Hey, look, Winston Payne is not the dumbest guy in the room for once. No, but he sure has the brownest nose.
Does this evidence establish that the defendant is lying? Don't ask me, you're the one who's supposed to know. Oops, sorry.
Oh, I presented it at the wrong part of the conversation. Ah! Alright, it was this part. Loathsome dung eater.
Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there on his back. Miss Fay, is there some point to this line of questioning?
That's it, Hale. Hand in your law degree. No! No, not my Monopoly law degree. Anything but that. I paid 2 whole doll hairs for it. I swear it's legit. Grimm gave it to me. Wah! And Grimm is the nicest member of Prismaria, and he would never lie to me. He told me those law classes were legit. Thank you for the health check.
Mia, Miss Fay, is there any point to this line of questioning? Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back.
Hey, wait a minute. He's wearing a leather jacket.
The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that was really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You have no idea at all what he was wearing underneath that jacket.
Ooh, I like this song.
Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me.
Please forgive me. Oh my god, he's literally such a fucking baby boy. I like it though, it's really good.
Mia, you've made our client cry. Let him. That P on his chest doesn't stand for Pheonix anyways. I can't believe I trusted him.
Oh, I think she's saying it stands for phony. Like it's an orchestral remake of the DS games. Oh.
I can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong.
That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Oh, 3DS. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear that this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime.
Uh-oh. Did I go too far?
By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it?
I took some, but...
Was the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X?
Yeah, that's right. It kills colds good.
Hey, wait a second. How did you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X? Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now?
Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. He lost it? Does this even have anything to do with the case?
Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now?
Huh?
Your Honor, I'd like you to take another look at the photo from the crime scene.
What's this? In the victim's hand. It's Cold Killer X. Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to, especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it.
What?
Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine, dropped my Mr. Wright, and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Pheonix Wright. Or maybe he also had a cold, because if it's a popular, that's like saying like, and he had Tylenol in his hands. Oh my god, he had fucking Tylenol. Oh my god, he had Advil in his fucking purse. Yeah, me fucking too, bitch.
Order in the court.
Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and the bottle as evidence. No, you're so right. I'm just a goofball.
Very well, the court will accept them into the record.
Crime photo 2. Cold Killer X. Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken.
Broken?
Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. I was just on a journey. This bro insulted my intelligence so hard. I'm gonna get him. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all of this?
This is really bad. Oh, my buttocks. My poor hemorrhoids.
Can you please stop talking about your hemorrhoids, sir? That's way too much information.
The truth is, I went there because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then at around 3, we split up. Then, later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days. I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. Mr. Wright, that's completely different from the testimony you gave previously. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth.
You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible.
Miss Fay, please begin your cross-examination. Oh, please, Mr. Wright, don't tell me any more lies.
Okay.
Had you ever met the victim before then? No, never. But that day he called me up and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly. This Dolly person is my, it's kind of embarrassing. She's my, sweetheart. Oof. What was that for, Mia?
Why did she just fucking slap Mia?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just felt like slapping something all of a sudden.
Dahlia Hawthorne was also the lover of the murder victim, Doug Swallow. If he had been taking that medicine for so long, how could it still be so full? I mean, there are a lot of pills in that bottle. Before she met Mr. Wright, that is.
So it was one of those nasty love triangles. I see. Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45? Yeah, and we were both there right on time. You said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct? Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IVU. An alchemist? I see. I gotta admit, it was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. He was filled with chemicals and strange machines that ran on high-voltage electricity. Oh, how fascinating. He sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man, and also the antagonist of another murder mystery visual novel game we all certainly know about here. I mean, who said that?
What should I do? Maybe I should ask him for more details? About the timing of the meeting.
No, not you, Pheonix. You look like a fucking loser. Oh my god, be nice to him!
You're absolutely certain you met at 2:45?
Yeah, pretty sure.
That's the time class ends. But they're always doing experiments, so it doesn't really matter much.
Experiments?
Yeah, those pharmacology guys are always in the lab whipping something up. It looks like he's right about the time anyway. Witness, let's go on with your testimony. Okay, hold on. Oops. Oh, well, I guess I, died at 3 p.m.
Objection!
Oops. I fucked up. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to look at it. Okay, now I can look at this without fear. Okay, so that's 12. So it was like a little after, it was like a little after 3. It was like 3:05 or something like that. Okay, we talked for a bit, and then around 3 o'clock we split up. So what was it you were talking about? You know. Maybe we should hang out again sometime? Hang out again sometime? I wish that were true. Okay. I think I have to redo this one, because I gotta ask about the pharmacology department. We both are right on time. And then about the pharmacology department. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. Well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much about it, though. A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high-voltage electricity. That's right, and they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high-voltage cables everywhere. High-voltage cables? Yeah, there were all electrical poles set up all around the building. High-voltage cables run overhead around the roof. Finally, I think we're getting somewhere. You say you went back? Yeah. That's when I found the body. Yes, but why did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him? Well, that's right. I was. Then why, Mr. Wright? Why did you go back there? Thought maybe we could make up. Or make out! I mean, what? Because he likes men. Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure that no one is buying that. It's rather unusual to catch a cold this time of year, isn't it? Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in spring, huh? I suppose common sense is not always common. So, did anyone else know that you were taking cold medicine? Well, I always took one after meals, so I'm pretty sure my friends knew about it. On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch? Huh? What does that have to do with anything? You can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Mini omelets are magically delicious. Why did you punch me in the jaw? Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden. Mia's literally like, I wish that were me. I wish a cute girl would make me lunches.
I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of his death, and then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason.
I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either.
Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted.
What do you mean? I knew it was too much work for a little girl.
However, there is one mystery that still remains.
There is, Your Honor.
How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct?
Well, that is, you're correct, Your Honor.
How exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose.
I don't think we can. I don't think we can establish how the murder was carried out. I don't think I remember.
I do have one idea, but it would be impossible to prove it. Mia, my dear, if you have any ideas, now is the time to present them. Mr. Grossberg, remember, silence is not golden. In court, anyway. Silence is not golden. Well, in that case, Your Honor. Yes, Miss Fay? I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died. That would be most impressive.
Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court. An attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence.
Of course I know that. Actually, I'd totally forgotten about it.
Now then.
Oh, wrong voice. Now then, Miss Fay, let me see what you've got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted.
Well, we only have this one piece, so...
As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well. What? But there's nothing on that even remotely resembles a murder weapon. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this a bit in more detail. Miss Fay, where exactly in this photo is the murder weapon?
It's right there!
Well, naturally it's right there. That's... What is that? A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we've heard? The machines the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage, and because of that, there are special high-voltage cables strung up everywhere. Oh, excuse me. So then, the high-voltage cable. Yes, the high-voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation. That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, I believe some praise is in order.
Don't toy with me, old man.
Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high-voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant.
Appew! That much is certainly true.
Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was indeed the murderer.
You do? Well, what is it?
His fingerprints.
Fingerprints? You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle?
Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. And as you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well.
You mean...
Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand.
What?
I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder, he squarely pushed the victims towards the severed electrical cable. That don't make a lick of sense. Because if it was pre-severed, then the area would have, like, been, like, off limits. Because it's a fucking severed electrical cable. Like, hello? Hello?
I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with this cross-examination. Stick a fork in us, we're done. Mr. Grossberg, my hemorrhoids never lie. The show is over, Mia.
Stop talking about your hemorrhoids!
I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him.
What the fuck?
No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent.
Haven't you heard of the updated autopsy report? Dun dun dun!
No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt.
Your Honor.
At this time, I'm prepared to render a verdict in this case. Do you have something further to add, Miss Faye?
Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict.
I can't.
I can't just say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be...
It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Faye, no matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you, and I'll represent you to the very end.
We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything.
Wait a minute. Mr. Wright, I'll tell you what really happened.
I've already told you, Mr. Wright. There's no need for further.
I did it. I admit it. I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow is dead.
Hey, it's none of your business. Sorry, I didn't realize that this was going by itself. Hold on, he's got a British accent, right? Oh, it's going too fast. You're lying.
Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl.
Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. He's got a fake British accent. Therefore, I have to have a fake British accent.
What you just said. Was that the truth? Yes. I was afraid. Afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure. Well, as things currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced you are. But please, please give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay. Won't it, Miss Faye? I believe in you. Thank you. I still can't believe it. He really did push the victim.
It feels like my hemorrhoids are doing. Stop talking about your hemorrhoids! I don't care!
That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. I lost my temper, and I gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead.
Well, the explanation is really quite simple. I have to remind myself that this came out in 2004. Like a good oh my god. That's so fucking aging. That literally has fucking aged me. I can't fucking stand that. Man only has one defining character trait, hemorrhoids. Ew! I don't care about your hemorrhoids! When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock. And that, as they say, is that.
A simple explanation indeed.
At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted.
But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it. That's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that. Is that how you spell doofus? I thought it was D-O-O-F-U-S.
It is! Doofus is D-O-O-F-U-S. They spelled doofus wrong. Sounds like Capcom needs to hire me as their, as a script editor.
Miss Faye, let me warn you right now, if your cross-examination does not yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that?
Hi, Lord Drum! Enjoy your lurk! Thanks for popping in!
Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it. That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly.
Alright, let's see what you got.
What kind of things did Mr. Swallow say to you? He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said that she was a bad girl.
Did you have to say it like that, Pheonix?
Is that all?
Yep.
Well, Miss Faye, you heard him yourself. Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is. Anyway, after he said that, I lost my temper, and I gave him a shove. Can you tell me about what happened in a little more detail? That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave. That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. I just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest. Man, this guy's got the constitution of a fair Victorian maiden, damn. And when you did that, there was no severed cable anywhere to be seen. Right, there was nothing like that at all.
But is it possible that you merely, overlooked it?
Well, I guess it's possible. What are you doing? Don't let that guy steamroll all over you like cheap asphalt. I believe what's important here is the moment the push occurred. Let's continue on with the testimony, witness. A loud noise. And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like a snap. You know, come to think of it, I wonder what it was.
Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted.
You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading some dangerous ground here.
Ask for more details.
Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. Try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Oh, could it have been? Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. He fell right on top of it, and it broke. It was probably the noise I heard. An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim?
Yeah, it was just a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail. Kind of like the owner. Oh my god, he does have the constitution of a fair Victorian maiden. Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. It was totally soaked to the bone.
Miss Faye, what do you think? Is there something important in the testimony?
Well... This is it, Mia. The new information we've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important. It's vital. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony. How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer. You are so fucking rude.
The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony.
After I shoved him, he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. Mr. Swallow fell on top of his umbrella. Are you certain of this? Yeah, it was right there under him. Actually, if it hadn't been under him, I was planning on actually borrowing it for myself. Oh my god, Pheonix! You were about to fucking rob this man of his little umbrella! The umbrella, you mean? Well, yeah, you see, I was wearing this sweater here. I only stayed up late for nights at a time knitting it for me. I didn't want the rain to dampen the handmade symbol of her love.
Ugh, my stomach is not used to being your personal soccer ball, Mia.
Did she fucking just, like, kick him? I'm sorry. She's like, I want a hand-knit sweater from a cute girl! Mia, your lesbianism is showing. I swear to God, Girly Pop. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. After you shoved the victim, did you leave the scene right away? Yes, I did. I admit it. I was furious. You left without even checking Mr. Swallow's condition? Well, yeah, but like I said, I got worried about him later. What is he? He's like Mia's mentor. So he's there for like when I like give it, when I need advice. And, you know. But, no, he's not really helping me right now. He's just complaining about his dumb, stupid hemorrhoids and being my fucking punching bag. At that time, did you see anyone else at the scene of the crime? Nope. Nobody. Jeez, could that stupid cough possibly sound any phonier? Mia was a better mentor. She was taken from us too soon. That's why we have her right here, right now. Thanks, Rit Momney. I don't want to call him Rit Momney. Mostly because there's mom in the name. I don't want to call him that. I want to call him the pink asshole. White devil! That's what we'll call him.
In that case, it's very hard to believe someone else could have been the murderer.
Bo-jide-him! I like bo-jide-him.
Unless we can find something that shows his innocence from that testimony, my dear. I'm afraid the judge will make his final decision with remorse no whatsoever.
I always knew the devil was white. No, we're definitely not gonna call him that. Yes, sir. Right now I need more info. Info that will help me turn up some contradictions. Okay, so he's talking bad about Dolly. He fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. I was about to say, only Rhea can make that joke. Me, a white boy, I cannot. Rhea, though, she can. Okay, yes, I wanna present this. Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on, if I had mentioned that. That's right, my mayonnaise munchity. Oh, hon hon hon, baguette oui oui.
I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments, actually, earlier.
What do you mean by that? Actually, instead of calling me your mon chéri, you should call me your what is it? It's a petite what's the French word for cat? It's mon petit chat. I think that's kitten. Mon petit chat. Something. Man, French is such a beautiful language. Something. Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by that electrical pole.
You're absolutely right.
You didn't hear a Quebecois speak it yet. I don't want to hear a Quebecian. Well, actually, that's kind of a lie, because we do have Neki. Neki is the only French Canadian who gets a pass.
And the conclusion here is obvious. Random French cussing in the background. Wipes a tear, so beautiful. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive. Order! The victim, he moved? Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo, where is it now?
Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene.
I want to present it as evidence immediately.
Oh my god! Pheonix, do you want this umbrella now? It's evidence in a crime in court now, but do you want it? But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind.
According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind.
But
I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment.
no! We surprised him so much his toupee went flying off.
I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony.
Yay! Pheonix's testimony. The victim fell on top of his umbrella. There was a loud snap when this happened.
Well done, Mia. Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about over there?
Oh, pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. I was foolish to think I could just establish guilt through cross-examination alone.
I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying.
That's okay, Judge. It's because you're a little stupid.
Let me guess. You have another witness?
Exactly. And this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible. Incontrovertible. That seems like that's a very hard word to say. Incontrovertible? I think I'm saying it right. He'll take it. He's a poor-ass college student studying art. Yeah, he's in his fucking, like, fail boy, like, art school era.
Well, who is the witness?
Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Yeah, he's got his fucking thesaurus out there.
Dahlia Hawthorne?
Incontrovertible. Okay, I did say it right. Thank you.
You don't mean Dolly?
I do, Your Honor. This defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place.
What?
I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear.
Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this.
Play the sound clip! You can't be serious.
Mia, what do you mean by that?
I think this is a good...
I think this is a good point for us to stop. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Yay! Yippee, 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 yahoo! Afterwards, we'll listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
April 11th, 11:52 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. But she said the line! She said she's been waiting for this!
Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's alright. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah, I guess I can start to relax then, huh? Relax, my boy. You can't be serious after hiding such important facts. But...
I've been waiting for this.
Thank you, Rhea.
But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why.
It's okay. It's okay. You've just forgotten how Edgeworth makes your heart beat a little faster, and how your stomach goes into butterflies when you're around him, and how he makes you have complicated emotions. It's okay, Pheonix. You just forgot how gay you were.
The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne?
Sure, no problem.
Dolly and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side.
Anyway, he's so cute. Okay, I know that she's like gaslight gatekeep girl boss, but I will say her hair is so pretty. It's like so kuchakor. Listen, it's not that I don't believe that he's bisexual. I am very much okay with him being bisexual. He's just forgotten about the actual love of his life, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. It's because he's just been gone. I just think that, like, deep down, listen, he's literally said, I'm studying to be a lawyer. Like, he has him locked away deep inside his heart. He hasn't re-manifested in his dreams yet. He's just there, floating, just out of reach. His judgment is being clouded by this temptress. Not the tulpa!
One day she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. And as soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me on the day we met as a symbol of our love. She'd been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this. So she gave it to you as a present. I see. This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly. It certainly is a little bottle, all right. Makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world.
Dahlia's present, borrowed from Pheonix Wright.
Anyway, after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating? Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please, give it back now. What a strange girl asking for a present back like that. By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you... This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. What's this? A newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse. Murder? What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there is some connection between these two cases, Am I correct?
An article from 8/28, almost 8 months ago.
I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself. Yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find.
Thank you.
He's not that gross. He's just likes to overshare about his hemorrhoids. I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia.
He doesn't actually get gross until he gets paid off by Bo Jiden.
Well, it looks like recess is about over. We'd all better get moving.
I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. To drag it out, I think it would be best if I went to the restroom real quickly. Be right back! Okay. Sorry about that. Alright. To be continued, well, I think this, well, I don't think this is the first time, but, I don't think the, what's it called? the prologues have been split into, like, 2 parts before, if I remember. But maybe they have. Yeah, my bathroom is just down the hall. Because I work in my office, but I have obviously, the bathroom is attached to my bedroom.
Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness.
The next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand. She's so pretty, but I know you're a gaslight gatekeep girl boss.
What's with this stiff silence? In my long career as a judge, I have never been deceived by many witnesses. I have been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit you radiate a glow of complete sincerity. I can't believe he actually said that.
Why are you saying that? She's just a nice, sweet, beautiful girl. Could it be that I played this section before, about 10 years ago? I mean, my memory could be failing me, but also, I remember the 21st day of September. Am I okay? Do I need to sit? Bitch, I am sitting. Now then, witness, could you please state your full name?
Don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous.
If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size.
And I'll bash them with my gavel. I love that they look straight at me when they say that.
Thank you for calming my nerves. She is a scholar maid! She's got fucking, Celine and Eos and Seraph all around her. Flutter, flutter, flutter. You're all so nice. I almost feel right at home. Not at all.
It was nothing. If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation?
My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor.
Ah! Hi, Purr. Thank you for throwing a number of things at me. Oh my god, the fairies moved. Mia does look much better than Dahlia. The only thing I like her color palette. I like her hairstyle. She's got like a Kujalica hairstyle.
It's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
The honor is all mine.
No, the honor is all mine.
Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. I can't believe I just had to say that line.
Sir.
Is there something I can help you with?
You just go on and say whatever's on your mind.
I'm sure that there must be some kind of mistake. Pheonix wouldn't kill anyone. I just know it.
Yes. I can see why you'd say that. She's gonna be a tough witness, all right. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please.
Thank you for the health check as well. Reminder that the person in charge of localization for the first 3 Ace Attorney games also worked on Final Fantasy XII, Vagrant Story, and Final Fantasy Tactics. And both extremes are amazing. Oh my god. Honestly, that's very impressive, though. And I appreciate the 2 sides of the spectrum.
I've been planning to go back to Pheonix's place after class was over.
Yes, we have a fishing mini game. If you do !fish in chat, every 60 seconds you can fish. If you do any subs or biddies, you get extra fishing attempts for every, I believe, 100 bits that are donated, and every sub that is donated, you get an extra fishing attempt included with your sub. And yeah, if you, I think it's 50,000 points, 50k? Yes, you can send me a PNG, and I will add your PNG to the fishing minigame. We've had a couple of community, oh my god, woohoo! Let me just go to the decks here. We have a good couple of like custom ones that I put in here. We've got Miss Kuja. We've got all of the members of Prismaria minus Rune, just because Rune did not have their final design ready. And when they do, I will actually go and commission Bug for another little PNG. We've got original Baby Meowlin here. You can find my hat. You can find Meowlin's hat, you can find Rainbow Crystal, you can find a plushie version of me, you can find Yellow Crystal, Blue Crystal, you can find Sussy Hale, which is my Among Us PNG, you can find Catager Hale, and then we have these are the custom ones. We have Riri's pirate ship, we have Lucian, we have the Alness, and then we have 3 others that have not been caught yet. But I think you guys might already know who those are.
Pheonix and Dougie, they were talking behind that building.
Can you find a blup? I don't know what a blup is.
Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Pheonix noticed that I was there. They went to go and find some other students, and they called the authorities.
I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong.
Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please tell us the truth.
But I would never. Hold it!
That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue.
What do you mean by that?
Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies.
You haven't changed a bit, Mia Fey.
Oh, what's this? So, you two are acquainted? Oh my god, she does have, like, a lesbian crush on her. She's like, oh my god. She does want her to make handmade lunches for her and stuff. Yes, we've met before. Once.
In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is all yours.
It is a conflict of interest, though. Legally, this shouldn't have happened. But when have actual laws ever stopped anything from happening in an Ace Attorney game?
It's good to see you again, Madam Fey.
Madam, I know it's grandma yet, girly.
Alright. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Mr. Wright, embrace being a MILF. Embrace being a MILF because that is what you will become! Unless I'm mistaken, Mr. Wright is in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building?
Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese senryu poetry.
Oh, how wonderful. It's that humorous yet satirical style of haiku, yes?
Nothing left to do. When a man reaches this age, sleep is his best friend.
That's supposed to be poetry? Sounds like a midlife crisis.
For me to get to the art department, I have to walk through that back area.
Ah, yes, I see. That makes sense. When I want to enter the courthouse, I always walk through the front doors.
How else would you enter? Teleportation?
Pheonix and Dougie, they were talking behind the building.
Dougie person.
Oh, I'm sorry, Doug Swallow. We were dating until about 8 months ago.
And what were you and Dougie, I mean Mr. Swallow and Mr. Wright, talking about anyway?
How can you be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined.
That's right, Miss Faye.
Don't drag the witness down to your level.
Why am I being demonized here?
Oh, I'm sorry. I should teach you how to Dougie.
Damn. She got style, she got grace. She knows Fortnite dances all over the place.
Please go on. What did you see next?
Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Pheonix noticed that I was there.
Oops. Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own?
Yes?
In other words, the defendant never touched the victim. Is that right?
I was watching the whole time. Pheonix would never do such a thing to Dougie.
If I press her for no good reason, I just know the judge will get angry with me. What should I do about her testimony? Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we?
What? I would never.
Legally speaking, all evidence needs to be put before the court so that both sides can see evidence, yet in some cases with Ace Attorney, the evidence is actively withheld. It's true! It is true. That's why I was saying that, like, as if the law really, as if real law has any, holds any water in Ace Attorney.
Objection!
Miss Faye, I will not allow you to badger the witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she is no supporting. Oh, please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job. Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim.
What?
There's no need to try to cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you just came out and told us the whole truth.
There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw.
Yes, Your Honor. I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony.
Looks like we're finally getting somewhere. I'm convinced this all takes place within a post-apocalyptic world. No, it just takes place in a silly, goofy Japanifornication kind of world. I mean, it's a parody. It's supposed to be a parody of Japan's legal system. So, that's literally just what it comes down to.
Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie.
You didn't see it?
Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground.
And at that time, there was only the two of them at the scene. It takes place in the Devil May Cry universe where the demons wrote the law. Yeah, that's, you know what? Considering Pheonix Wright and Dante and Virgil know each other, I believe it. And at the time, there was only the two of them at the scene. The defendant, Pheonix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow.
Yes, that's right. It didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual.
Okay. So then, what did it look like they were doing to you? They were kissing!
I thought they were having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation.
Oh, give me a break.
That's right. I really wasn't watching them all that closely.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all?
No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge.
Oh, I like the sound of that. Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony.
I went to go and find some other students, and they called the authorities.
When you say students, do you mean students from the pharmacology department?
Yes, they're all very fond of their drugs.
Please try to stay on topic. So, to find some pharmacology students, you went to the labs, correct?
That's what I was planning to do, but in the end I wound up not going. A group of about 10 research students came running out of the building entrance. Somehow they all seemed to know what was going on.
The students knew what was going on? But how could the students have known what was going on?
Well, I don't know for sure that they knew what had happened. It's just, they all seemed kind of excited about something.
It doesn't look like I'm gonna get any more info about the students. So did the students call the police?
Yes, I was just so panicked.
Well, yes, anyone would have been, my dear. That girl, she's telling a super obvious lie and she knows it. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Wright. Yes, that's gotta be it. Way to go, Mia. Okay, that means I'm gonna have to dig deep to find the contradiction on this one. Okay. Very little information is being disclosed at this time, so the victim of the yesterday incident in the district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. However, police are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim. Okay. So that's about the incident before. Okay, the victim fell on top of that. They're talking behind the building. I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. It's time to do what I do best and do a little bit of save scumming. Addiction! Never mind. That didn't help me out. But that's why I saved the game. Didn't look like they were fighting, and I didn't hear anything unusual either. Oh, I think it's this one. Addiction! Yeah! You say you didn't hear anything unusual. Is that correct?
Yes, that's why I was very relaxed looking at the scenery around me.
That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Pheonix Wright. And he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise.
He said that?
If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well? Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable. But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. Ah!
May I have a moment to answer?
By all means.
I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on, and I was listening to music at the time.
Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered?
The rain was just beginning to let up, but it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble.
Thunder and lightning, huh?
Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder, so I put my headphones on to block it out.
Why would you be outside then? Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions, and, well, I guess if you're walking home from class, you don't really have much of a choice, but still!
Wait a second, Mia. That testimony just now, she said something that could totally change this whole case. There was lightning. didn't go for the obvious pun. I know that took restraint. Huh? Was I holding back from making an obvious pun? Maybe it was so obvious that I'm just dumb. Not me? Oh, the game. Thunderbolts and lightning. Very, very frightening her! She didn't hear anything. She was listening to music. There was lightning. She was listening. She said something that can totally change this whole case. Oh, there was light. Is it the lightning? Your Honor, there's a problem with the witness's testimony. What do you mean? Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct? Yes, what about it? Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere. Am I right? Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Fey. Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning? Ah! I must admit that thought had not occurred to me. Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was in fact the victim of a stray bolt. It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental? All right, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty ver-
I'm hurt you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Fey.
Uh-huh.
I'm not a fool, you know. Prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on the day at that location.
What?
What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case.
Evidence, Mr. Payne? Well, what is the evidence?
The affidavit.
And who is this affidavit from?
The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in the labs that day. Allow me to read out to the court the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day.
Was it a blackout?
All of the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor.
So you're saying the equipment lost power because...
Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m.
Which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy report.
Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables were very old, and they were planning on having them replaced in the near future.
I see.
Apparently, the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break. Okay. The old power cable broke due to some sort of impact on 4-9 at 2:55.
However, there is one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct?
Oh, well, I suppose you could say that.
Miss Fey, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable?
Your Honor. Don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion.
Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break?
It would probably be the umbrella. My big thing is, so the guy's watch stopped after 3 o'clock. The power went out at 2:55. So he died after 3 o'clock, though. So, I'm gonna have to remember that for later. So it's probably gonna be the umbrella. This is it. This is why the cable snapped. Well, Your Honor.
I believe that the only thing that has snapped is the mind of the defense.
That was one of your best lines yet, Your Honor.
Ouch, that was harsh. Please, Your Honor, give me one more chance.
Well then, let's hear it.
Okay, so it wasn't the umbrella. By some sort of impact on 4-9 at 2:55. Date and time of death was at 3. Snob ate the cables. There should be clear indications of burn marks which for the entry point of electrocution doesn't. I mean, again, logically, yeah. But again, when has logic ever really worked? Well, I'm assuming it was the body. This is it. This is why the cable snapped. Well, Your Honor. Okay. Do I have to present this? No. Oh. Duh. Okay. Who or what? Who or what? Who or what? It can't be as easy as I just do this, right? No. I was like, because that literally just got put into evidence. I mean, I guess I could just literally do everything. This, I'm not getting punished. I'm literally not getting punished for making a mistake, so might as fucking well.
Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony.
The defendant's testimony?
He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct?
Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that?
The lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage.
Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion. And it was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted.
I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne.
What's that supposed to mean?
Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right. The victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break.
Well, that makes sense. And then the victim was electrocuted.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no. That doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by this severed cable in the foreground here. In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim.
Don't you remember reminds me of a jellyfish, like her silhouette.
Order! Order in the court!
The lamentations of my enemy. How I've longed to hear them.
It's true. The defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could have...
Mr. Judge, sir? May I say something? The Madam Attorney's explanation. She said some things that are a little different than I remember.
Whoa.
Oh, what the?
I just have to do something really quickly. Okay. There we go. Yeah, she looks like a jellyfish.
Please, just once more. May I testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge.
Of course it's all right.
I mean, I might be stating the obvious here, but, you know, it's just something I like to point things out when I notice them.
Just go right ahead and give your new testimony.
This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors.
The truth is, Pheonix pushed him twice. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then, Ducky tried his best to run away. But Pheonix caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Ducky being electrocuted. It all occurred in less than a minute.
Okay.
So after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away.
And that's when the defendant pushed him for the second time.
I'm so sorry, Pheonix, but I have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge?
Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Now then, Miss Faye, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
The truth is, Pheonix pushed him twice.
Okay.
Miss Hawthorne, previously in your testimony you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie.
I know. I'm sorry. I just wanted to protect Pheonix.
So that's why you basically lied to the court?
I was a bad girl. I know. Mr. Judge,
Yes?
would you please forgive little old me?
Of course he won't. What you did is called perjury.
Oh, come now, it was just a little old white lie. Well, we'll forget it this time, but please just be more careful from now on.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge.
Not at all. Ho, ho, ho.
The judge had better be more careful himself. A dark alley is friendlier than this girl.
Ah, Prestelia's claimed that Pheonix pushed him twice. I got an achievement!
You're saying you actually saw the victim get pushed into the electrical pole?
I know he doesn't look it, but Pheonix can be a bit of an imp when he wants to be.
Oh, really?
But I never imagined that he would cause an electrical cable to break. Pheonix really is scary when he gets mad.
Yes, he sounds like a very dangerous individual indeed.
Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him. But Pheonix caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted.
Oh wait. Okay, so I did that. Okay, there we go.
Let me get this straight. You were happily listening to music on your headphones while you watched this scene unfold?
Miss Faye, I'll have to ask you to stop badgering the witness.
I wasn't happy. I was so scared I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on.
Cheer them on? What do you mean by that?
Well, I wish the best for them both, and that they would each give the fight their all.
That's very sweet of you to be so supportive.
And what happened after that?
that doesn't sound quite right either. There were handprints found on the chest of the victim's leather jacket. Mr. Payne, were there also prints on the back of his leather jacket?
Well, no, there weren't.
Faye, may I suggest that you listen a little more carefully?
Uh-huh.
I said that he crashed into him from behind. My Pheonix wouldn't leave any prints behind in that case, would he?
Did you actually witness the moment the victim was electrocuted?
I'm sorry, I didn't actually see it. I turned my eyes away.
That's understandable.
Yes, indeed. It would have been a horrific sight for anyone to behold.
Do you think Dahlia was one of those really toxic sweet girls back a decade ago on Tumblr that read a pastel-themed blog and had a mix of shoujo manga caps, Silent Hill gifs, ironic, really fucked up Hello Kitty vent edits? Yes. Yes. Absolutely. 110%. If I don't figure out the contradiction here, it's all over. No, because trust me, I know exactly the kind of girly pop you're talking about, Rhea, and you're so right, because, oh my god, there were so many of them! There were so many of those girly pops. She didn't have much time to come up with her lies, so this is my best chance. There must be a hole in her testimony somewhere. Think, Mia. Okay, I think I know what I have to do. Oh, it was an absolute war zone.
And I was right there in the trenches of it all.
Objection! Haha! I'm so smart. That's enough, witness.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
You will in a minute. Which is kind of funny because she says it all happened in less than a minute. Could you please look at this picture?
Oh, that medicine. It's the one Pheonix likes to take for his cold.
It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m.
Yes, and your point is, Miss Faye?
You know, my parents, being the boomers that they are and the old people that they are, were complaining on our recent family trip that, you know, people are being kids, especially those younger than myself, don't know how to tell time, and, you know, they can only do digital clocks and stuff like that, and blah, 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 and just made me think, like, I wonder if it's the, you know, if people are so dumb that they can only use digital clocks and stuff like that, I wonder how people would be able to solve this puzzle if they wouldn't be able to tell, like, standard analog clocks without, like, a digital clock. Would they think it says 3 o'clock? Because it doesn't look like 3 o'clock. Anyway, it was just, my parents just like to complain about everything because they're boomers. They are old and ancient creatures of the dark, deep space, and they just like to complain about everything.
And your point is, Miss Faye?
My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered the power outage due to the cable snapping?
Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear.
And whose fault is it? Who is supposed to teach them how to read a clock? School! The educational systems! It's overcompensation because they're slowly losing touch with the world around them. It's so true! I learned how to fucking read analog clocks when I was in elementary school. I feel like that should still be a thing. I feel like people should still know how to read an analog clock. Is that like... I mean... That cat right there, that is the closest thing I will ever have to a child. Do they still teach analog clocks in school? Somebody confirm this for me.
It was 2:55 p.m.
Ah! Excuse me, I could do a better yarg than that.
It was 2:55 p.m. Ah!
There we go. I feel like doing taxes should be curriculum. Oh my god, it so should be! Oh my god, don't get me fucking started on how schools nowadays don't even have fucking home economics classes, or, like, people don't know how to... I mean, consider...
don't know how to sew a button on, but I'm gonna teach myself how to do so because of, you know, I like to knit and I like to sew and stuff like that. But like home economic classes should absolutely be a core part of like curriculum nowadays. People should learn how to cook. People should know how to do taxes. People should know how to like stitch on a button. Like jackets and sweaters and stuff like that. Even like if they're cheap and from Shein. Now, of course, I don't support Shein, but you know, it's cheap. It's cheap clothing. Even Shein clothes come with an extra button, you know? People don't know how to sew a fucking button back on. A button pops off and they're like, well, I have to throw this sweater away. Sew your fucking buttons back on. You can do it. I believe in you. You can literally sew a button on. Anyway, art classes, home economics classes, extracurricular activities, and not just math, English, science, history. Also, bring fucking back, like, psychology and gender studies and fucking sociology and, like, other ologies. Bring it fucking back in schools. I swear to fucking God. The Prismaria education system. The Prismarian education system isn't failing anybody because Prismaria is great. But unfortunately, the outside education system outside of Prismaria is just failing the youth of this generation. Excuse me. I did, but I wasn't good at it, so my parents spent time with me in order to get it. Well, yeah, that's great. That's great that your parents did. I feel like that came off a little bit sarcastic. But no, I really do think that's great that your parents did that for you because, while my parents didn't, my grandmother did. I'm not excused. Oh, well, sorry, it's the autism. My grandmother taught me. My grandmother taught me how to do, like, she taught me how to cook. She taught me how, like, the proper way to clean. She taught me, how to knit. I already said, no, wait, I didn't say that. She taught me how to cook. She taught me how to clean. She taught me how to knit. She taught me how to sew. I don't really know how to use a sewing machine anymore, but she, like, taught me, like, basic stitch work and things like that. You know, she taught me those basics because that's what those were basic skills for her. And she was like, you need to know how to do this. And as a kid, I was like, I don't know. When am I ever gonna need to know how to do this? Now, as an old and elderly grizzled cat of the deep space universe, I'm so glad that she taught me how to do those things, especially because we did just have her memorial this past weekend. This past week, I should say. And it just makes me really, really thankful that she taught me how to do these things. Thankfully, Prismaria is a post-scarcity society. It's true. I am a granny cat. I am an old and ancient and grizzled creature. Locates because the government designed the public school system to only turn out STEM workers, office workers, or drive people into... Exactly! Exactly, and it's super fucked up. And it's like, they don't want people doing higher thinking. They do not. And honestly, now I'm gonna kind of bring this back around to like Ace Attorney, is like, that's kind of why like Ace Attorney works really, really great as a parody, because like, this is like, legitimately, this is how people sometimes think that the justice system works, and it's not. Like, that's why Ace Attorney is a really, really great, great parody, because it is so comparatively accurate to how people think that, like, the court system actually works, which is not how it works at all. Laughs and former law student, yeah, and I know, as a former law student, Rhea, I mean, you probably, it's both hysterical and probably, like, you want to eat your own hand because of, like, how stupid the moments of Ace Attorney are, but it's also like, damn, this is literally how people think that this works. Would you care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? What exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? Ah! The defense proposes that it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow. Order in the court! What's all this?
This is nonsense! The real murderer!
Even you can't deny that the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for.
Then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it?
She's gonna be like,
I have no idea. There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene. Was there a window of opportunity for the real killer?
Yes, I do have eyes on my paws. It is because I am a dark, deep, ancient cryptid from beyond the stars, and I am the all-seeing eye. I just like to take the form of a cat because I think cats are cute, and I wanted humanity to worship me. Anyway, I'm cute. I'm cute and I know it.
Miss Faye, is the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer?
It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor. We're ready.
Very well, but remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Faye. Now then, let's have it. Who is the real killer?
It can only be one person.
It can only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne.
How can you? The defense is grasping at straws.
10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you.
Order! Order! Miss Faye! What? I mean, why? That is to say...
Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow into his death by your very own hands.
Ah! How can you say something so mean, Madam Faye? I didn't do anything.
Miss Faye, this is a very serious charge you are.
I'd recognize that. Hold it anywhere! Your Honor, please, I have something I want to say.
You? What is it?
Please strike everything that the defense said just now from the record. What? Are you daft? You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that.
Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man.
Leave my dolly. Leave my dolly alone.
Oh, that boy. He's gotten himself way over his head.
Mr. Grossberg, you're back.
Seems I arrived just in the nick of time. I found the police report on that incident in your newspaper clipping.
Ah! I forgot he was looking for that. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for.
You better take a good look at it. It, details how you came to lose your boyfriend.
She's heterosexual?
In what fucking world? Alright, I don't believe you. Bisexual at best. Lesbian at the most.
Mr. Payton, what do you want to say about this?
Well, really, Your Honor, this is,
May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor?
Don't worry, my dear. I have this situation well in hand. That is, go right ahead.
Madam Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie?
Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Pheonix Wright. I told you that you should just let me handle this. Sorry. Please go ahead.
How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Pheonix. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. This is all just too much for poor little me to bear.
I believe the girl is trying to ask what on earth her motive would be.
The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must. 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement of this basement cafeteria of this very building. And then, the same day the two of them accidentally meet. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Further testimony? What about?
About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Pheonix Wright. Grammy Award-winning artist Ludacris kicks down the door and tells Dahlia to keep his name out of her mouth and then walks out. I was kind of thinking the same thing. I was like, it's Ludacris!
What could that possibly have to do with this case?
The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant, am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests that she, in fact, had a very good reason. Get back, Dahlia! You don't know him like that!
Very well then. The court grants the defense's request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a little bit longer?
Of course not, Mr. Judge.
Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne.
How I met my Pheonix. I first met my darling Pheonix.
Ooh, another remix!
I first met my darling Pheonix 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going out ever since that fateful day. We're so lovey.
We're so lovey-wovey we're so lovey-wovey, we literally make people sick. It's just jealousy, I think.
Mr. Wright, do that again and you will be held in contempt of court.
And now we enter the final act of our little drama.
As we used to say in the days of my youth, go get her.
That's Dahlia right now. Alright, let's check out this. District Courthouse Cafeteria, date and time August 27th, 4 p.m. Diego Armando! Oh my god. Occupation lawyer. Suspect, Dahlia Hawthorne, age 19. Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It is unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. So, until that time, you'd been dating Doug Swallow?
Yes, I'm a real fool, I know. Letting my emotions change so quickly. I'm ashamed of myself.
No, not at all. Look at me. I'm infamous for changing my mind. My critics have even taken to calling me Judge Fickle. Ho ho ho.
Maybe you should look for a different line of work then.
Despite that, however, he always hands down the correct verdict. That's why some people also call him the Great Judgini.
Okay. I don't think he's all that great.
It's like we were destined to meet.
The courthouse reading room. That's a strange place to meet the love of your life.
That's not true, Madam Faye. After all, Pheonix was not only an art student, but he's planning on becoming a lawyer.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room?
This line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case.
Miss Faye, I'm warning you. If this has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case.
I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. I'd better tread carefully.
Keep pressing!
Your Honor, if you'll allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please, ask her to continue on with her testimony.
Oh, very well. Young lady, I have a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room?
If it pleases Your Honor, the answer is simply this. Hale has to take a Tums real quick.
writing a paper. On what?
On the relationship between modern Senryu poetry and the criminal underworld.
Ho ho ho! That sounds like a fascinating research idea.
It does, but not from her.
Am I getting old? Now I've even forgotten what I've forgotten.
Again, the midlife crisis stuff.
Mia, why did this girl really come to this courthouse? Isn't that what you wanted to know? Speaking of forgetting things, you haven't forgotten the police report, have you? I went through a lot of trouble to get it, my dear, so please be sure to read it.
I'm getting there.
What was it about Mr. Wright that made your heart malfunction like that? In my personal opinion, he just looks like a typical snotty-nosed college brat.
Perhaps to a woman your age.
How old is Mia? How old is she? She's not that old.
But to me, Pheonix is handsome.
She's 24. Dahlia, shut the fuck up. She's literally speaking as if she's like over the hill, like a fucking like a 25-year-old on the internet. We're apparently decrepit.
Perhaps to you, Miss Hawthorne, but to the rest of the planet, he's a dime a dozen.
Damn, you don't have to fucking roast him like that. That's true. That is true how Japan feels about women who are over 25. They just can't appreciate them. Love is a mysterious thing, and I object to this line of questioning. If you were to look at my wife, for example, you might all be shocked.
He's telling the truth. It was truly, truly shocking.
Beautiful mushroom, growing tall in the darkness. It comes from cow dung. That's the poem that best describes how I feel about my Pheonix.
What the fuck?
Okay. Were there any bad feelings between you and Mr. Swallow?
No, none at all. We parted on very good terms.
But that can't be.
Our investigation also shows it was a clean breakup.
Are you sure?
Yes, it seems they both wanted it that way. I want it that way. I'll press further.
So you're saying that Mr. Swallow also wanted to break up with you?
Well, you see,
What a cruel thing to ask a lovely young lady. By the way, I have never once considered leaving my wife.
Okay, good for you. You may be an asshole, but at least you're loyal.
No one cares, Mr. Payne.
Damn!
She didn't deny it. That must mean Doug Swallow must have seen through her little act. He must have gotten a glimpse of her true nature.
Listen to me, Mia. That woman has a judge in the palm of her hand. The only way to discredit her is to find a contradiction.
Okay. Welcome back. Is it? I also got an ad for WoW's new X-Pack, and they made solo dungeons a selling point, which is weird to me. It's not that weird. Like, people have been soloing, like, dungeons, especially, like, I think they're called Proud? Like, Proud dungeons. Like, people have been soloing dungeons for a really long time in World of Warcraft. It is, like, a big point of pride for the game. So I'm not super surprised that that's, like, something that they're, like, pushing. I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah, like, challenge dungeons and stuff like that has always kind of, like, been a thing for World of Warcraft, but I guess they're now, like, making it kind of officially part of the game rather than being, like, a community thing.
Ms. Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason?
What is the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Faye?
8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy.
Another tragedy?
Do you mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned?
The name of the suspect in that incident is listed here in this report. And that name is Dahlia Hawthorne.
What? Dahlia Hawthorne?
Yes, that sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago.
Order! 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 This is unbelievable.
Judge, I feel like you should, have known this.
It's true that the loveliest rose can hide the cruelest thorns.
Miss Faye, that's not fair. You can't slander my witness. I, Winston Payne, will not allow it.
Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking.
Oh, pardon me. Go right ahead.
It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me.
Express some interest,
Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago.
I see.
Okay, I've tied the two crimes together. Now I've just gotta stay on the offensive.
Well done, Mia. Oh, you really lit a fire in my heart and my buttocks.
Stop talking about your hemorrhoids!
I can hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my hemorrhoids.
Shut up!
I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that was lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that.
Yes, you would, because you were researching the underworld.
Excuse me. So that's what happened here 8 months ago.
However, as you heard from the witness's testimony, she had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne, but I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today. And I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination.
Ah! What the? Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger?
Aha, Mia, you're glowing with a true lawyer's aura, my dear. That proud posture and self-confidence. Absolutely smashing.
My excuse is, I have tummy hurt disease. What were you talking about with the defense attorney?
Well, I'm sorry, but that's confidential.
According to the report, you were being interviewed regarding another case.
That lawyer that was killed, he said he wanted to talk about an incident I was caught up in when I was younger.
Well, why don't you tell us all what that incident was?
That has absolutely nothing at all to do with this case.
Objection sustained. The defense's question is stricken from the record.
Fuck you. You get involved in a lot of incidents, don't you, Miss Hawthorne?
Well, I guess I was just born under a bad sign.
Don't worry, Dolly. I'll protect you.
You heard the man. Now that is true love, young lady.
Oh, Phoebe, please.
Those two are really making me ill, albeit for decidedly different reasons. I can't wait for him to have his re-bisexual awakening. I mean, who said that?
I left my seat for just a moment.
How long were you gone?
I've already answered all those questions for the police. But if you must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes.
And where were you during that stretch of time? Using the toilet?
What are you saying, Miss Faye?
Toilet? My perfect little dolly doesn't...
My perfect little dolly doesn't poop. All people poop. Shut up, Pheonix. Women shit. Get over it. Damn, girl, you shit with that ass.
You heard the defendant, Miss Faye. Better luck next time.
Oh, Phoebe, please.
The police have already looked into this whole matter. This line of questioning is nothing but a waste of the court's time. Phoenix, do we need to sign you up for a basic biology class? I think it's required for you to graduate, so yes.
Objection sustained. Miss Hawthorne, please continue with your testimony.
From what I heard, it was liquid poison.
About how much liquid is 2 Mia, it's 2 teaspoons.
Well, let me see. My bottle of eye drop says it's half a fluid ounce, which is equal to 3 tea.
Okay, so it's about 2/3 of that amount.
The poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee. It must have been after I left the table. Someone must have quietly slipped it in there.
A special kind of poison. How so?
I heard it's almost impossible to detect.
And where would something like that come from?
I'm sorry. All I know is what I overheard the policeman saying. They said something about using advanced chemical process to purify it.
Chemical processes? Well, that's quite impressive. Most impressive.
The better question is, how did the criminal get something like that?
So you see, I'm innocent.
And that's the reason they didn't arrest you? Because no one could show how... No one could show how you could have gotten the poison? No one could show. Okay. Sorry. That, that looked grammatically weird, but reading it a little slower made sense.
I think that's a good enough reason, Madame Faye.
She's right, and I think we've all had enough of Miss Faye's questions.
So in essence, the main reason Miss Hawthorne was never arrested for this crime was because no one could show how she could have obtained the poison. But all we have to do is find a way to establish how she could have gotten some, right?
Okay, sorry. I was just double checking one thing.
Great. Now how did a lit student get a hold of poison of all things?
I met the lawyer who was poisoned.
Okay, okay, so this is all the way back at the beginning. Okay. Met with the lawyer who poisoned to discuss something. Left my seat for a moment. That's when it happened. It was a liquid poison that's lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it's a very special kind of poison. I got it! No, I got it. I got it for real this time. No, okay. I think I'm on the right track, though. But I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria. I left my seat for just a moment. That's when it happened. I left my seat for just a moment. Who was sitting with the victim. Suggested the poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Okay, so it's not that. I don't think it's the other one. Thank you for the health check. Left my seat for just a moment. Okay, so it's not that either. So it's not about her sitting there. Also adjust my posture. I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day,
I left my seat for just a moment. From what I heard, it was liquid poison. From what I heard... Maybe it's this?
Objection!
Okay, it's not that. I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get that. It is unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. Were you talking about the defense attorney? I'm sorry, that's confidential. According to the report, you're being interviewed regarding another case. The lawyer that was killed. Someone wanted to talk about an incident. I was caught up in when I was younger. I don't know what that incident was. Absolutely nothing to do with the case. Stricken from the record.
I was born under a bad sign. Wow. Hold it!
How long were you gone? I've answered all these questions for the police. Okay.
Hold it! Objection!
Okay. So it's not that. Liquid poison, lethal at 2 teaspoons. I heard it was a very special kind of poison.
Objection!
Huh. Oh no. In essence, the main reason that Hawthorne never arrested her for this crime was because no one could show how she could have obtained the poison. Then all we have to do is find a way to establish how she could have gotten some. How could she get a hold of the poison? So... a liquid poison. What is that? 2 teaspoons. I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that.
Objection!
So it's clear that she had the poison in the necklace, but how did she get it? I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that. It was a liquid poison that is lethal at just 2 teaspoons.
Hold it!
About how much liquid is 2 teaspoons? Let me see, my bottle of eye drops, which says it's half fluid ounce, which is equal to 3. It's about 2/3 of that amount, huh? The lawyer's mug of coffee must have been after I left the table. Quietly slipped it in there. I heard it was a very special kind of poison.
special kind of poison. I heard it's almost impossible to detect. Advanced chemical processes to purify it. You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison. I don't believe you.
What?
In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab?
Boyfriend? You mean the victim, Doug Swallow?
That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you'll recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University.
Pharmacology?
His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have obtained such a rare and special poison. Another fucking remix. The music in this game is going hard, and I love it. Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such a poison, after all. And then, it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at his very table. You!
No!
Order! 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 Could it be?
It does sound a little bit like a Mega Man song, but it is definitely like a remix of like Two's like upbeat like interrogation song. That's nothing but.
Say something again, Madam Faye.
What is it, Miss Hawthorne?
The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of container.
Well, yes, that's true.
I searched immediately after the incident took place.
Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down.
But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they?
She's right. They even mentioned that in the report, but I know what the container was. Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something that small.
Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. If you're saying I threw the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof.
Proof? She's got me good with that.
Provide some evidence or I'll have to disallow this line of questioning, Miss Faye. Unless we can come up with some evidence, we're going to lose this lead.
The police conducted a full body search of Dahlia and the entire courthouse. Yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred.
If you're going to accuse the young lady of committing the murder,
Where is the container?
It's the necklace that she gave to Pheonix!
You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? That's why you passed it on to someone who had nothing to do with the case. Someone you knew who wouldn't be searched.
and who is this person?
Mr. Pheonix Wright, of course.
So the defendant was this witness's accomplice?
Of course not. She gave the poison to him, disguised as a present.
What? But that's...
That's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? Oh, it's quite cute. What about it? What does it mean, Miss Faye?
The day that the witness met and fell for Mr. Pheonix Wright was 8 months ago. August 27th. The very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding that one piece of evidence that would give her away.
What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in here?
No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount.
No!
Order! Order in the court!
On behalf of Dolly, I object. The call-out post is live right now. It's hitting Twitter. It is hitting Tumblr. It is hitting the newsstands. It is hitting LiveJournal. It is hitting Instagram. It is hitting Facebook. The call-out post is live. Flood that Google document, everybody. Pheonix, shut the fuck up. He's like, I ain't reading all that. Mr. Wright, control yourself. I won't let you bully her like this.
Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat.
Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? Why? Because I'm madly in love with her.
Madly in love. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time.
Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway? Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too. Mr. Wright, please open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is... naturally, it's to keep you quiet. Well, no, never mind. It was because of the necklace. To keep me quiet. Keep me quiet about what? Well,
It seems the rest of us don't understand you either, Miss Fay. Nobody understands this vile secret that Miss Hawthorne holds.
that's because there's no secret, I tell you. How dense can you be?
Miss Fay, please think it over and try again.
Dahlia Hawthorne was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck. My necklace? Back in the waiting room, you said it yourself. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing.
Please give it back now.
What a strange girl asking for a present back like that.
For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely has to get it back. You're lying. But you never gave it back to her. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you meet. That's why she... I don't believe you. No! That's a lie! What? Mia, are you alright? Ah, the defendant, he's getting away! Bailiff, hurry!
Mia, are you alright?
Yes, I think so.
That boy, he went completely insane.
Where's Mr. Wright?
It looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough. Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. Oh no!
What is it?
The bottle necklace. Miss Hawthorne's present. It's gone.
What? That's terrible.
Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me.
Foolish boy. That's the only thing that could have saved him. What in blazes are we supposed to do now? Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court.
Oh, Mr. Judge, just wait a couple of years and it's about to get crazier. I'm sorry. I'm afraid your apology is not enough. Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace? Forgive me. I'm sorry. It's okay, just give it back. I ate it.
Huh? Huh? What? What?
You... what?
You ate it.
It was too big, so I had to chew it into little bits first. But, yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god, my face is in my hands.
What do you mean you chewed it into little bits?
How do you, Pheonix? Boy, if you don't. It's glass. It's literally glass. It's No, Relics. No.
What is he doing now?
Bailiff, pump his stomach!
Your Honor, you've got to stop the trial. Mr. Wright! Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? Does your tummy hurt? The bottle you swallowed may have some poison left in it.
It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly, the bottle did not contain a deadly poison.
How can you be so sure?
I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination.
So it would seem.
No, there must be some kind of mistake. That bottle must not have had any poison left in it. Either that or the poison must have lost its potency.
There. It's all right, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. And it's heartwarming to see that you place that much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong.
That's enough. Unfortunately, Miss Fay, I cannot accept your explanation of the events.
But why?
This may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand, but in a court of law, evidence is everything.
Even after I proved so much, is she going to get away with everything?
Well, now that the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to proceed with the...
Mr. Wright? I'm sorry, Miss Fay. It totally slipped my mind. I'm really, really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I really let you down. Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say? There's something I forgot to tell you.
What is it?
That day, the day I met Doug Swallow.
That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore.
Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Last night, someone stole some poison from our lab. Poison? The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time too. It could only have been her. That girl is a thief. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. Is it true? Did he really say all that?
That's ridiculous.
There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. She was there. Dolly was right there. She was crouched down next to him. What? She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but... I'm sorry, Dolly.
Your Honor, the defendant is...
Miss Fay, you tell them. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent. Dahlia stole poison 8 months ago, too. If you put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, then there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne did steal some poison the night before she killed Doug Swallow.
The night before?
Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone.
Miss Faye. If you're so certain about the theory, then let me ask you this.
Okay, Mia, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. There's something that she desperately wanted to get back. Therefore,
Exactly who was Miss Dahlia planning to kill?
there was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way. And that person was Mr. Pheonix Wright.
Me?
That's preposterous. After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered. Well, it's true that's how things worked out. But let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was in fact you, Pheonix Wright. There's no one else that it could have been.
But how can that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love.
Poor Mr. Wright. This must be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice, I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was that one piece of evidence linking her back to the incident 8 months ago. That's right. That bottle necklace. It's all she cared about.
But even so, why would she go as far as to murder him?
8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could only think of one thing: how to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible. No, it can't be. It was a pretty good move that she made too. That evidence was missing for a long time. But there's just one big problem. Although she got up to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met.
You mean that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright?
Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence. This can't be true! Wah.
Feeny. What a joke you are. Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me.
Miss Hawthorne?
It appears we're nearing the end of this trial.
Fine. I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say.
You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne.
We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? It seems your sniveling little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack.
Well, Hey, old man, are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face?
Miss Hawthorne, what's happened to you?
Are you really that shocked?
Or do you prefer me this way, Mr. Judge? With absolutely no proof that you treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now, if you don't mind.
But we're not finished.
Fine.
Then ask this nasty old hag to finish up already.
I can't let her get away. Stop, Mia. If you keep pushing without any evidence, you could pay the ultimate price.
The ultimate price?
You'd be forced to take off your attorney's badge. Forever, I'm afraid.
No!
You better think it over carefully, Miss Faye.
Or should I say, Miss Gray?
Miss Faye, can you provide evidence that would establish her guilt?
I think I can. But to be honest, at this point, I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. The defense would like to present proof.
Impossible. You can't possibly. Stupid woman.
It is the opinion of the court that that there has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow one piece of evidence to be presented.
Just one?
If you're unable to establish her guilt, then I'm afraid a very harsh verdict will be immediately handed down on Mr. Wright.
I understand, Your Honor.
I can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's paper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets the chance to soar.
She was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there.
In there!
Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that'll prove her guilt once and for all.
Cold Killer X. Pheonix Wright's beloved cold medicine.
Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold?
If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned.
What?
Remember what the defendant said in his testimony? I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. I always had to eat with Dolly, just the two of us. She was the one who took his bottle of Cold Killer X, and then she poisoned it knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some.
Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, who was holding the medicine.
I'd like the court to recall that the crime happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence?
What are you talking about?
8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she'd accidentally run into in the reading room. My client, Mr. Pheonix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Pheonix Wright left the scene of the crime. That's when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poisoned bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright.
I believe she testified she was going to meet the defendant.
Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and victim were arguing about, and the cut electrical cable. That's when she realized, I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying that bottle of poisoned cold medicine? She must have thought, what if they search me like they did 8 months ago?
8 months ago.
She disposed of evidence exactly the same way she did back then. She had someone else hold it. In this case, Doug Swallow. I was about to say, do we get her breakdown now?
Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? This stupid woman. She's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor?
Huh? Yes, that's exactly right. It's just pure desperation.
I wonder which one for us is the desperate one. Miss Hawthorne, this cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us. I dare you to take some of this medicine right now. Mia Fey? Mia Fey? Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey? That's just fine for the time being. Victory is ours. Or victory is yours. For the time being. Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. Huh?
Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too. Okay? Hi, Hazel!
Huh? Oh, what? Huh? Yes?
I'm going to spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best.
Oh, you don't have to trust her, because she just admitted to fucking murder. It's finally all over. I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim.
But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it.
I don't care. I'm Winston Payne, and I don't believe one word that this rookie lawyer has said. Well then, Mr. Payne, let me just ask you this then. Yes? Would you care to try this cold medicine? Huh? Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said. There. It's all right, rookie. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. So, if she's so trustworthy, I'm sure there couldn't be possibly any poison in here, right? No, well, you see, And here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for that woman? Are you willing to bet your life? My hair! My beautiful hair! No! I don't know what his hair had to do with anything, but you know what?
Mr. Payne, about Miss Dahlia Hawthorne?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll fire the papers for her immediate arrest. Is this the fabled twink death? Arnar!
Tragic, but not surprising. I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning.
Don't lie. Just admit you were wrong.
By the way, Miss Fay,
Yes, Your Honor.
was it just me, or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other?
Your Honor, whether we did or did not has no bearing on this case.
Very well. Mr. Payne,
This can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like losing my daughter.
it appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Does the defendant have anything further to say?
It can't be true. My dear Dolly! Achoo! Very well then. Don't worry, Phoenix. You'll get over it in a couple of years when you see Edgeworth again.
I believe I'm ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant, Pheonix Wright, not guilty.
Yay! Punchy, 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 punchy! We didn't destroy the timeline! Yippee, 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 yippee!
Court is adjourned.
And then Phoenix goes home that night and sees the man of his dreams in his room. Or is he? Honestly, this look suits him more. The pompadour look, yeah.
Mia, you were wonderful in there.
Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg.
During the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were.
Oh my god! Stop talking about your hemorrhoids!
Mr. Grossberg, do you think you could stop talking about them?
Thank you, Mia.
That's rather rude. Anyway, this case really made me think. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with the client? Perhaps it is we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of that.
Oh, Mr. Wright, congratulations!
Thanks. You know, I was thinking. Go on.
The dolly I saw up there on that witness stand. I don't think that was really her. What? Yeah, the dolly I know could have never said those kinds of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something. Boy, this poor guy still doesn't have a clue. You just need to forget about her, Mr. Wright. For your own sake.
Yeah, right. It's probably for the best.
Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try and grow up a little. But, of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up. What kind of company does this guy keep? Right now, I'm studying to become a lawyer myself. That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department? Well, yeah, I am, but there's a friend that I desperately want to help. And if I hurry, I should still be able to save him in time. I see. Say, Miss Faye, a lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right? Mr. Wright, I'm still new at this myself, but I think that's exactly what a lawyer is. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna study my butt off, and I'm gonna become a lawyer for sure. I hope we see each other again someday. Maybe even in court. It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned and managed to save my friend. But Mia has passed on to a better place. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some really precious ones. Memories I thought would never rise to the surface ever again. Is gone now. But even so, I can hear her in my mind. Pheonix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. 5 long years. Something's happened that made me think back to her words of wisdom. But that's a story for another day. Episode 1, Turnabout Memories. The end. Ah! It's him! The coffee man! Huh! I've heard so much about him.
Okay. So. Ah! Thank you for the bonkin'. What? I literally didn't even do anything. All I said was he's the coffee man. Why am I getting thrown things at me? Okay, so, I know that this will be, a little bit early, but, we're going to actually wrap up. We're gonna wrap up here. Sorry. We're gonna wrap up here. I'm feeling really, really hungry. We're past where I would have taken a break, and if I go make food now, by the time I get back, it's gonna be after 8 o'clock. We're not really gonna have a lot of time with the next case, So, I figured it would probably be better to just end here, and that way we can dedicate as much time to the, case, the first well, not the first case, because that wasn't even a prologue. That was like a full-on case. I guess the second case. Okay, so, tomorrow we will be, I won't be streaming. I'm not gonna be streaming tomorrow. But Wednesday, we're going to be, what's it called? Yeah, Persona 3. Persona 3 is gonna be on Wednesday. And then Thursday, I will not be streaming. Friday is gonna be Final Fantasy Friday. And then, Saturday is gonna be something. I'm still not sure yet. And then Sunday is gonna be Raid. So Saturday is pretty much just still up in the air. I might start a new game. I might, like, pick up, like, Hades or something like that. Might try to continue Night in the Woods now that my mental is a little bit better. Might just do something completely different. Might just do, like, Final Fantasy Roulettes or something like that. I don't know. But Saturday is kind of an up in the air. My schedule may change, just due to, yeah, my schedule may change just due to, what's it called? The collab I have planned. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that game is. But I also do have a rule. It is down in my rules below. I don't take suggestions on games or anything like that. I don't know what Scarlet Hollow is. And I don't own it, so I wouldn't be playing it. So yeah, let's do shout-outs, and then we're gonna go find someone to raid. Alright. Guess we only have one shout-out to do today, is Winks. Thank you so much to Winkies, for, the raid today, and sharing their community with us. I really appreciate it. Today, we're gonna go send some love over to, send some raid over to Gabby. We're gonna go spend, Gabby, is a wonderful friend of mine, an artist, and she is, trying to push to 1,000 followers. Let me just refresh her page here. It says, I'm getting like 3 different numbers here. 983, okay, she's at 990 out of 1,000 followers, so, you guys should definitely give her a follow. Very, very fun. They are a wonderful VTuber, artist, rigger, and they're going to be opening their commission soon. Right now, they are working on a commission for their partner, Branch. And yeah, I absolutely love, I absolutely love Gabby. Gabby's very, very sweet. I think, that'll be a good, thing to end the night with. So let's go, use our raid message here, and we're gonna go say hi to Gabby. So I will see you guys, potentially Wednesday, at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for Persona, and then possibly sooner for a potential collab. I just gotta double check with the person I'm supposed to collab with, so it's up in the air a little bit, but right now, as far as my schedule, scheduled content, it will be Wednesday, 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for Persona 3 Reload. I'm excited. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm super, super excited. I'm super happy that we have Miss Cerulean Mondays back, and I look forward to seeing you guys around. Don't forget to take care of yourselves. Don't forget to love yourselves, and practice some mindfulness. And have a wonderful night, every neon. Bye. Meow.
little